Hey guys, so this week, or the end of last week anyway, I was watching a video on the Gemma4 AI model, and I thought to myself, I wonder, is it possible to use that, just Gemma4, to create a simple Android app? It being run locally on my machine, produce the code, compilable code, workable code, something which I can just use to generate, build and deploy a fairly simple Android app. So this is what this video is going to be about. It's going to be me or showing you my kind of journey of using that, and I'm going to do some more videos actually, because I'm actually looking at now combining Gemma with things like Claude Code, etc., to see how that would work as well. But anyway, here's my take on Gemma4 building an Android app and getting it to run. Hope you enjoy. Catch you later. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share, and add any comments if you've used Gemma4. What was your take on it? Right, what's the next bit? So this is Studio running Gemma4 26B A4B version. So the third, I think, level, as it were. And so basically, first of all, I asked it about, can I actually create an app? Can it create the structure for me? And then I gave it a very brief kind of spec. So I want to create a Compass app. It needs to be simple, but it needs to be effective. It needs to run on Android using Kotlin, unless there's something better, but Kotlin is what I've been doing a lot of the work in. It should use internal API calls to the phone, so to get the compass from there. It should be quick, should be accurate. I wanted to have an add mob banner. And then what I wanted to also be able to enter latitude, longitude, latitude, or what 3 words, place a marker on the compass so that you can actually turn and face the direction of where you want to go, because obviously you can head towards this marker that you're given. So that was the brief I gave it, and I wanted to create the code, the folder, the file structure, create the code, and then give me a download zip. So obviously come back, it's told me the kind of the things it's done, and it's given me a zip file which I've yet to download. When I do, I'll run that in Android Studio and I'll show you the results. So I really wanted to say this worked out of the box, but it didn't. So in the last video I showed, or the last part of the video I should say, I showed the LM Studio with a download link. Now, the download link didn't work. After doing a kind of bit of Google search, and I found out that's because LM Studio doesn't support download links. So it said, oh, I can create the code for you. It did. It's created some code, as you can see. There's a few iterations of this because I followed the first one, and I created a blank project in, because you have to basically create a blank project in Android Studio, and it creates a different namespace. And I didn't want to go and change the namespace in there, so I ended up doing a few things to, well, first of all, to change the namespace, even though I didn't put the right one there, even though I said it was something else. And so I actually called it compass follow location, and he actually called it compass. Why it didn't do the follow location, but I don't know. Also, it didn't do the what 3 words, which is a bit confusing, because I think the first iteration I did had the what 3 words in, and that may have been the one with the first download link. And then, even though I think in the original text to describe the app I wanted to add what 3 words, it didn't. I could probably add a thing in there saying give me the app what 3 words code, and it probably would. So that was the second issue of the first one, being that you couldn't just download it. But that's fine, you can copy and paste, that's no problem. However, the directory structure it gave me a view model. Now, out of the box, the Android Studio didn't have the view model. It had UI and theme, which is where all the theme bits are. So you have to then understand a little bit to, well, actually, I need to create the view model package, and then I need to add a new file, and then I have to create a navigation package, and I have to create a screens package. Once I'd done that, I copied and pasted the code into Android Studio, and it didn't work. There was errors, basically. So I then had to use Gemini to basically fix the code. Now, obviously this is running Android Studio, so I can't turn the screen around to see. I'd have to put that within my own phone, but you can see the very basic. It's basically created a circle with a small line in it. There's settings where I can add longitude and latitude to it. And let me go and find. A longitude and latitude for, say, long and lat for, say, New York, right? New York. Oh, he's done it anyway. He's figured it out. 40.71. Let's copy it. It's easier to do. This there, so I can just get rid of the. Now I don't know if this is going to work. Let's give it a try. It probably won't work, but no, give it a try. Save that, and yeah, nothing. So we could say that basically that didn't work, but it did. It kind of worked. It produced some code. Now, obviously, Gemma4 from it's a new LM model. It's running on my local machine. Oh yeah, and I did also have to increase the number of tokens because it kept running out of tokens. But it's a new LM model, and it is run locally, so it won't be sort of as powerful as, say, something that's running through an interface like Gemini or Claude Code, as an example. But it did produce something. It did produce some code. I had to copy and paste it. But yeah, it's quite a good example. I think I'm going to spend a little time digging into it deeper. And obviously, I haven't really played around with LM Studio before. So I installed this mainly because I wanted to test out Gemma when I saw a video about it. And I do notice there are a number of other models that I can have a look through because I've not looked and seen many of these models. It's not Claw there, which is a bit of a, although that's set, that's just the best match, isn't it? So if I want to see most downloaded, for example, there might be something within there that is to do with it. I know that if I do a search on Claw, I saw something earlier. So yeah, I might have a look at some of these other models and have a play around, and then maybe share those in videos as well. So Gemma, not Gemini. It's actually very good. It's promising. It can produce code. It is running off my local machine. This is a 12th Gen i7 with 64 gigabyte of RAM, by the way. I did originally try and run it on an i7 11th Gen laptop, which had 16 gig. Really must upgrade that to 32. There's had a few problems, but certainly with this machine, it's run fine. So yeah, you can run a local version of a UI such as Gemma in a machine without any limitations in regards to credits that you need to pay for, and get some good results. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this look. If you've not done this yourself or wanted to, this LM Studio, as I say, new to me because I've not really done a lot of digging into running my own local models, because I've always run, say, Claude Code or things like GPT, 5, etc. So this is all new to me as well. But if you've never looked at this before, then check out LM Studio. It's free to download. There's lots of models in it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any paid subscriptions. I've not looked in deep enough, but certainly it's all been free so far. And I've not seen anything talking about monies, so it's a good thing to look at. You can play around with some different AI models. So, thanks for watching this one, and well, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.